So let's share my book. All right. So again, we are still working on the grammar. And like you saw, it's a review of everything. We did passive or no, okay, I forgot also. Perfect and non-perfect. Yesterday also we were doing active and passives. So please, you have 2 minutes to complete this. Yeah, we didn't finish this. Okay, so please start. Start. Okay. All right. 1 more minute, okay? Okay. All right. Let's check this part, everybody. And we have the first one. says the lecture can't give in the main hall. It's decorating. Okay, so that we have to correct because it's wrong. What do you think? Where's the mistake in the first one? Anybody that knows? A ver, the lecture can't, aquí faltaría, can't be given. Can't be given. Okay, can't give it given in the main hall. It's being decorated. Aquí también. Being decorated. Okay, it's being decorated like that. So we're putting them in the passive form. Okay. Number 2, a large number of tickets have bought. All right, so there's a mistake also there. What do you think? Which? Where's the mistake? Hello, hello. Do you exist? No. No one's there? Please don't make me scared.
I don't know, Miss.
Okay, so the problem is a large number of tickets. This is have bought.
Miss,
Yes.
sería huge en lugar de large.
No. A large number of
No.
tickets have been bought. Solamente el been. ¿Ya? Have been. Han sido. Han sido comprados. So also that is a passive. Have been bought. Number 3, I was thrilled to introduce to Professor Roberts. It's all of them have a mistake. So number 3, where do you think is the mistake?
Could be been again.
Where?
Oh, where?
I was thrilled to be. Aquí estaría to be introduced. Keep up with the be. Past participle, introduced to Professor Roberts. That's the only one. 4, the children enjoyed taking to the zoo. Ooh, there's terrible mistake. If you also translate in Spanish, it doesn't mean anything. What do you think? Where is the mistake? Where's the mistake? The children enjoy. Yes.
Sería the children enjoy to be taken to the zoo.
A ver, the children enjoyed being. Directamente es ser. Being taken. Being taken to the zoo. That's why yesterday's question was, what's the formula of the passives? Right? The be auxiliary and the past participle. 5, they had warned not to frighten the owls. Okay, this could be like that or also an active. So how can I change? Number and number 5. Hmm.
They have been warned.
They had been, yes, they had been warned not to frighten the animals. All right, number 6. English speaks itself here. Ooh, itself, it's like Google Translator. English speakers, no, English speaks itself here. No, the mistake is itself here, así mismo, but we don't say that. So we say English is spoken here, y listo. Is spoken here. Okay, so English is spoken here, and that's it. So we have to see passives. Oh, yeah, pasivos me están preocupando. Okay, now with this passive form, we have reflexive pronouns, and it's really easy. You will understand. It says, look at these examples of reflexive pronouns. Why are they used? If we see the box here, it says, he was walking along talking to himself. What's the meaning of himself?
Así mismo.
Yes. Okay, so those are the reflexive. She spent the meal debating with herself whether to tell him the truth. Herself,
Ella misma.
yes. The person asked, was another customer like myself? The customer I asked was another customer like myself. What's myself? What is myself?
Yo mismo.
Mhm. Very good. We learn from each other. Each other. What's each other? From each other, entre nosotros. We learn from each other. Yeah. The last one, grandmothers help their families along after they themselves can have children. Help their families along after they themselves can have children. So what is themselves?
Ellos mismos.
Ellos mismos. Okay. So we use this specifically to talk about oneself or others. Yeah, like referring to them. All right. So here in number 2, we have all of these sentences. Compare the use of absence of reflexives in the sentences. So we need to compare the uses or absence of reflexive in this sentence, like this. Number 2, we have my wife was talking to her. My wife was talking to herself. Hmm. So the first one is let's compare. And it says, my wife was talking to her. A ver, primero, ¿dónde está el subject and the object? My wife sería the subject, ¿no ven? An object to her. Entonces, one thing, the first sentence, different people, yeah, are different people. My wife, porque está refiriéndose, ese señor, my wife, was talking to her, a ella. Like given an observation, and he says, oh, my wife is talking to her, a ella. Yeah. But in the second sentence, the subject and the object refer to the same person, the speaker's wife, o sea, la esposa. My wife was talking to herself, a ella misma, a ella misma. My wife was talking to herself, right? So here in the second sentence, the subject in person is saying that is the speaker's wife, su esposa. ¿No? Su esposo está hablando el esposo. My wife was talking to herself a ella. Okay, so there's slight difference. Hay un poquito de diferencia, but I want you to check that. Okay, so please, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, try to explain. All right, please start. Do you have any questions? Problems? Because again, we have to explain.
Miss, ¿qué significa fencing?
Which number?
5.
Playing rugby. Rugby is a sport. Fencing is esgrima.
Okay,
With,
Miss.
okay.
Okay, Miss.
Can we? There's a lot of explanation too. But the second 48 minutes, it's gonna be the test. Remember that, okay? So it says, she got dressed quickly and went to work. She's growing up fast. She can now get herself dressed. So the first one, she got dressed quickly and went to work. So how is the reflexive word here? And went to work. And number two. Because the reflexive is in the second, right? She's growing up fast. She can now get herself dressed. Well, here with the reflexive, it emphasized that the subject is doing the action. O sea, ese she, estamos enfatizando that herself, ella misma, is doing the action. Yeah, she's getting dressed. It's part of a child development. Yeah, su desarrollo. And being rather, en vez de que lo identificamos como algo común, yeah, like a common everyday thing, okay? So it's giving us more prominence by the speaker. She's growing up fast. She can now get herself dressed. Because in the first one, it's common. Yeah, she got dressed quickly and went to work. Yeah, like any other, like you, me, every day of our life. You get dressed fast, you go to work, go to university, etc. So the second, it emphasizes that specific stage of the child's life. Okay. Number three, I burned my finger quite badly. I burned myself quite badly. Okay, so what is, let's compare. Always in the reflexive. Think of that. I burned myself quite badly. How can we explain that?
In the second sentence, it says that he caused it while in the field. It was an accident, maybe.
Yeah, okay. I burned myself quite badly. Again, it emphasizes that this person, this subject did something, like he did, like you said, an accident to cause that action. Something happened, right, to cause that action. So, but it is the speaker's fault. Es su culpa en algunas formas that this person was burned. I burned myself quite badly. Yeah, it could have been an accident or not without paying any attention, but it was the speaker's fault. O sea, no es que fue su responsabilidad, es su culpa. So that's myself quite bad, le está diciendo. No, está alegando que ha sido su responsabilidad. Four, oh, there are many things to talk here. As I spoke to the Prime Minister, I spoke to the Prime Minister himself, and I spoke to the Prime Minister myself. Okay, let me explain this number four. Here, in these three ways, the first one, there's no reflection. Okay, so let's leave it there. I spoke to the Prime Minister. Yeah, it's like a present simple. It's something that happened and that precise minute. But in the second, we have a reflexive. Yeah. And again, it shows emphasis. So we are made aware, o sea, se nos hace notar, yeah, of the speaker's idea of the importance of the conversation. O sea, es como haciéndonos ver that I spoke to the Prime Minister. I spoke to the Prime Minister himself. O sea, ahí a él directamente. Yeah. So here it emphasizes of the speaker's idea of the importance of the conversation. Yeah, a él, al ministro siempre, a él siempre se le hablaba. Yeah. Now, if the speaker chooses to stress the reflexive, It could also indicate a sense of pride. ¿Ya? Si quiero alardear un poquito, es un sentido de orgullo. I spoke to the prime minister himself. Yeah. And that is also for the third one. I spoke to the prime minister myself. O sea, yo fui. Yeah. So the prime minister without need for an introduction. O sea, sin que le hayan presentado fulano de tal, este es el primer ministro. Eso significa el tercero. O sea que tú, I'll go talk to him myself without any other company. Yeah, and you didn't need to be introduced que se les presenta. So ese es más enfatiza to yourself el number 3 one than the third one. Do you have any questions in number 4? We have 10 minutes. Ya les mando. No problem
Miss,
with yes.
in the second, I spoke to the prime minister himself. Is not more emphasis. It doesn't. It haven't more emphasis.
It has emphasis. It has emphasis that you did it to himself. O sea, que a él le estás hablando. A él. ¿Ya? Que vas y tú le hablas.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right. So let's go to number 5. Here, number 5 says they hurt themselves playing rugby. They hurt each other fencing. Yeah, los dos tienen, no, only the first one has the reflexive. Yeah. So what can we say? They hurt themselves playing rugby, and themselves ellos mismos. Right? But this reflexive, there's no sense of agency. O sea, no hay un agente que se pueda atribuir por qué se han hecho doler. Yeah, that's why they hurt themselves playing rugby. You know how is rugby? Have you ever played? Have you ever seen it on or watched it on TV? It's like American football. Yeah, American football with the ball. But they have all of this uniform that protects their body, their shoulders, their heads, their knees, their legs, etc. But rugby doesn't. It's your t-shirt, your shorts, and attack each other, pulling, hitting, kicking. So it's like savage football. Yeah. So that's why they hurt themselves playing rugby. Of course, there's no agent to blame. ¿A quién se les va a culpar? Because the sport is sacada de mugre, like that. Yeah. So there's no agency here. The players were hurt, but we don't know by whom. O sea, si todos están ahí jugando, no vas a decir, me ha pateado él, me ha pateado, todos se patean. Yeah. And the second sentence, they hurt each other, es otra forma de reflexive, because it is a reciprocal pronoun that both players were injured. O sea que ambos estaban heridos, ¿ya? The first by the second by the first, because fencing is to attack, right? With the sword, Ivan. Right? So you know who did what, because it's a sport of two people against each other, and that's why we use each other, entre ellos, and they hurt each other. Yeah, they injure each other. Nadie más enfrentó. Yeah, but the second one, I mean, the first one is todos contra todos. But fencing is just to a person, and that person to you. Okay, that's why we use each other. And number 6, we have mommy, I painted it all by myself. And I choose to live by myself. Okay, so what is the difference between them?
Maybe Miss, the first one is about an action and the second one is about a decision.
Okay, yes, this is more like a child speaking. Yeah, it's a child speaking. Here, the use of the reflexive means on my yo solita, yeah, or yo solito. That's what it means. I paid it all by myself. So yo solo, all by myself, without help, sin ayuda. So that's mainly for a child. And like you said, yeah. But in the second sentence is reflexive, yo solita, also. However, in this case, on my own, it's just alone, o sea, solo, without any company. Yeah, I choose to live by myself. Yo solito, without roommates, no family members, nobody. Yeah, by myself. Myself is to live alone. Okay. Any questions? Any problems? Entonces, here in this unit, we're trying to see all of the ways of the tenses that can be proper for a better English. Lo que estoy viendo es distinto. Active and passives. A ver, ¿cuándo es el active and passives? Estaría en el intermedio, en el libro intermedio. Ustedes cuando estaban en el intermedio del libro o el upper intermediate han visto actives and passives. Estaban en la cuarentena, ¿no ve?
Yes.
Ya. Esta parte es bien delicadita. Han practicado con el workbook, han hecho ejercicios, todo eso, ¿no ve? Y en los exámenes también han debido ser bien bastante fuertes para ver la diferencia entre active and passive, ¿o no?
Yes, Miss.
Ya, es que no se nota. En los active and passives, solamente just for an idea, siempre vamos a hablar en active, ¿ya? Y ver cuál es el sujeto o a qué quiero enfatizar, ¿no? Este es mi ejemplo, que he encontrado que es más sencillo. Ya, everybody knows the carcass, o Llactaimanta. Llamaremos a los de Llactaimanta. Llactaimanta wrote the song Fabiola. Ya todo el mundo sabe. En Bolivia, if you don't know Fabiola, you're not Bolivian. ¿Ya? Entonces, Llactaimanta wrote Fabiola. No me hagan líos de no misma, escrito Fabiola, de otro cuate. I don't care, but okay. Llactaimanta wrote Fabiola. Ya, para todos, por esta vez. Ese wrote, estamos hablando del activo, ¿ya? Porque Llactaimanta son el que enfatizamos, ¿no es cierto? Eso sería el activo. Pero si quiero hablar del producto, el passive, que quiero hablar de Fabiola, ya sé que Llactaimanta o quien sea puede cantar Fabiola, ¿no ven? Entonces enfatizo con el passive. Fabiola was written, ¿no ven? Or has been written by Llactaimanta, cuando necesito the subject, ¿ya? Entonces enfatizo. Con los pasivos eso quiero ver. Si se dan cuenta, qué parte tengo que enfatizar? ¿Ya? The object, the subject, it becomes the object, todo eso. ¿Ya? So when you read this type of exercises, be careful of how you're changing the active and passives. Yeah, you have to understand that. Porque he visto, en estos ejercicios me doy cuenta, un poquito de duda, entonces hay que seguir. Y desde aquí adelante, toda esta mezcolanza está en todas las unidades. ¿Ok? So, and please do your work. Ahí está bastante ejercicio de active and passives, please. All right? Okay, so we have a minute. And to finish this part, we have, why is this cartoon funny? Correct the sentence. When the bell rang, the boxers started hitting themselves. Pew, 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 pew. What should it be? When the bell rang, the boxers started hitting each
Each other.
other. Very good. Each other. Very nice. And to finish, we have the spoken English expressions with reflexive. And, well, cuando volvamos nos vamos a preparar para el examen. ¿Ya? Así que first we're going to do the test y luego vamos a ver esto. All right? So, I'm sending you, ahorita ya les mando el examen, ¿ya? Que tengo que revisar la otra vez por hacer